Are you addicted to negative emotions? What I like to call this is being trauma bonded to your ego. Often, some people will say to me, well, my clients or my partner might be addicted to their emotions, but not me. And I said, no, you're addicted to trying to save them. Watch this video. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please click the little subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications when I release new videos. And if you've been with us for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. Let me just make sure this is working because some people have been mad at me about my volume. Hopefully it's working. So let's dive in. If you're addicted to your emotions, your negative emotions, it means you kind of have a broken receiver. You can't really receive help or love, but also the reason that you can't do that is because your identity is stuck on this because you can't get over the shadow work you have to do, or you can't get into the blind spot, which is the shadow work you have to do to see where this came from and where you first started identifying with it. I was teaching my inner work class this morning, and every woman in this group, there's 5 of us, every woman in this group was relating to this topic of being addicted to the negative emotion and not realizing that what it really comes from, too, guys, it comes from blaming yourself for your parents' emotions, your parents' behavior, your parents' treatment of you. Think about this. If I'm the reason mommy feels bad, that's a lot of power for an infant and a young child. That means you start to fear your power. It's too much. Oh my gosh, I'm responsible for how she feels. I have to fix her. Any adult who makes you feel like you're the reason they treat you a certain way is someone who's also addicted to their own negative emotion. What that means is no responsible adult will make a little child feel responsible for their feelings. They're addicted to their feelings, and they need to make you the problem. You're the scapegoat. What happens with children in this situation more often than not is they create this coping mechanism to fix unfixable people, to love unavailable people, to attract clients that they can't get anywhere with. Think about this. How we do one thing, we do all things. What this leads into is another topic that I'll be doing a separate video on, but this is about living conditionally. Having to have control over your environment so that you can actually control the way you feel about yourself. Because if my environment's bad, it means I'm bad. If someone's treating me bad, it means I'm bad. All of this goes together with addiction to negative emotion. It's not your fault, but it's what you're doing. So what do we do? What do we do if we feel responsible for how other people treat us? Which in essence means it's my responsibility to make them feel better so I can have a better experience. Totally codependent thinking. Total energetic boundary break. You guys have heard me say this before. I'm starting shadow work live in June. What I'm going to do, because of the influx of questions about this, is give you my free, I'm giving you my Boundaries Bootcamp course for free when you sign up, which is, I don't know, it's like $600 or $700 for free. Because once we do the shadow work, if we don't have the proper boundaries, we're still not going to attract the right clients or the right relationships. We can do the shadow work, but if we don't have those boundaries in place, we're going to go back. We're going to go back to that way where we have to learn the counterintuitive way, you guys. Your intuition says, I have to make them feel better so I can feel better. The counterintuitive way says their feelings are their issue, their responsibility, just like mine are my responsibility. I was saying to a client, she started laughing. I said, if someone does something really bad to me, am I going to go kill that person? No, because no one can make me do something like that because it's not who I am. But if I'm not in control of my emotions, who knows what I'll do? And then I'll make it their fault that I did that. People make it your fault of their emotional state and their behavior and their treatment of you when they don't know how to take responsibility for their own pain. There's so many clients I work with who have been the scapegoat child. And the reason you're the scapegoat as a child and or as an adult is because the person that is scapegoating you has not dealt with their shame. So they need you to be the reason for their shame. You are the one that gets shamed now. You get to take on all of their unhealed stuff because they can't take responsibility for their own selves because they're addicted to negative emotion. They don't know how to get out of it. I was talking about how I literally saw Jesus on a cross, like carrying everybody's sins, dying for everybody's sins. I said, you know what? My whole goal in my healing classes is to get you to not die for others' sins, but to live as a way of coming out of theirs. What I mean by that is, instead of dying for them, I need you to live for you. Instead of dying because of and for other people's issues, I need you to live for your own non-issues. If we let someone beat us down and we take it on so they feel better, we are not allowing ourselves to be ourselves. We are literally putting their stuff above our will to live, above our authentic expression of self. How is that doing anything for anyone? Nowadays, the way to have justice and to feel whole from this is to allow people to play out whatever they play out and stay you no matter what. Another topic I'm going to be doing soon, that I've been talking about recently, that I'm also, by the way, launching my podcast next month, and we will be talking all about this stuff, okay? So make sure you guys tune in. But this big topic around, it's so big. It's so annoying to me that this is the thing. But if you get very strong emotions in relation to someone else, what you unknowingly are doing, talk about negative emotion, whether it's a strong positive emotion or a negative emotion, you're giving them a false idol. You're now false idling them. Why? Because of the powerful emotion they invoke in you, that you think they're more powerful than you. Take that in. They're more powerful than me because they evoke this emotion in me. So why don't we just start mastering our emotions? So I asked this one client, I said, so the strong emotion this person evokes in you is because you want their approval. So you put them on a pedestal because they're not giving you that. But what if you give yourself approval and you don't care if they like you or not? How does that sit? And she goes, I don't know how to do that. I said, well, first what you have to do is every time you see yourself giving power to a false idol, start praying to the real one. Start training your inner child to pray to the proper God rather than these false idols that you continue to give your power to. Give your power to the one that created you. She's like, I'm going to practice that. The more we do this, and the more we put things where they need to be with proper boundaries boot camp, the more shadow work we do, the more boundaries we need, right? Because here's the thing. When your boundaries were broken, so was your certain sense of self, because boundaries keep us intact with our authentic self. That's why all of this goes together, right? So when you have your boundaries in place, it's easy to be you. Think about that. One client told me today, Candace, every time I'm about to speak my truth, I told them to focus on their throat chakra because this is where truth lives. She goes, every time I really want to say my truth with discernment and strength, I'm scared. Something bad's going to happen. I go, great. When you were a child, who punished you for having a truth other than theirs? She says, oh, my dad. I said, of course. So now you do to your inner child what was done to you as a child. So if you think that when I say this, it's not going to be agreed upon, you're already breaking a boundary. Say it anyway. Why do you need them to agree with you to own you? Another shadow work, right? This is golden shadow. I give my power away, give my power away. If I keep my power, it's scary. This is all where this is leading. I'm going to do a couple more videos today because I'm feeling like it. So what I'll leave you guys with is, number one, don't forget I have a free trial right now in my Truth Room if you'd like to join our group. Number two, my first retreat ever is happening this year, so make sure you're on my mailing list at CandaceVanDahl.com to find out all the freaking awesome, juicy details. And number three, Shadow Work, it's on discount right now, is launching right now. We're open for enrollment. People are signing up every day. We start June 1st, and for a limited time, you're going to get Boundaries Bootcamp free. It's a 6-week course for free that usually costs $600. You're getting it for free because I really want you to nail this. I want you to have your shadow in check so you're shining with boundaries so that you can keep your authentic self. Not just find it and lose it, make it conditional, make it attached to something. It's not. When you do your shadow work and you find your golden shadow and you start to live it, a lot of fear comes up. You need the boundaries. You need inner, outer, energetic boundaries. That is Boundaries Bootcamp. It's free for you for a limited time. So just click the link below. If you don't see the free Boundaries Bootcamp, don't worry, because as soon as you sign up, it gets automatically sent to your email. Don't worry. So if you guys have any questions or comments on this, please leave them below. I really appreciate it. I love interacting with you guys. If you feel this could help one person or more, please share. Stay tuned because there's a lot coming up with my podcast and everything else. I love you guys. Have a lovely week.